It is time for Dumb Debates. Woo! The time of the week where we ask you to send us your dumbest, your best questions that we can dive into, and we will give you the answers to the best of our ability. You know, it's funny, and we will we'll stick to sports here. But I tweeted yesterday about the new Democratic vice president nominee because he is from West Point, Nebraska.
He is.
So,
yes.
Those
are all facts.
That's all that I'm saying here. So I just got a response from Don. Who, yes, Nick?
Don?
Not that Don.
Okay.
Yeah, he's on Truth. Remember, Nick?
That's true.
His bio does end with, I do not DM. Like, okay, don't worry, friend.
Cool.
I'm not going to DM you. But Don writes, Charles Starkweather was born in Nebraska. Being born in Nebraska does not make you a Nebraskan. And then it was devil emoji, which...
Charlie Starkweather was a Nebraskan.
He is a Nebraskan. Dumb Debates. If you're born in a place, you are of that place.
That's
am I
why
right?
I'm an Iowan.
He's an Iowegian.
Yes,
is what
he
Nick
is.
is.
I
definitely
hate
is.
when people say that.
I didn't know that you hated it, but you shouldn't have told me
See,
that.
the worst thing is Ed says it too. Ed is also an Iowan, and I don't know why Ed purposely does that.
Well, maybe you should embrace it.
I think it's in reference to the Minnesota, Iowa, Nordic heritage. Iowa, Norway, Norwegian, Iowegian.
Done.
That's where it comes
and
from.
I think it's just a reference to people wanting to be annoying and different.
Yeah, a lot of people are basically
Say Iowan.
They're like, don't say that Nebraska claims him. To which I say, nope, he's a Nebraskan.
You're right. You claim every Nebraskan.
Good or bad, they're
L. Ron
Nebraskans.
Hubbard, Nebraskan.
L. Ron Hubbard is a Nebraskan.
He's a Nebraskan.
It's inarguable.
You
He was
can't-
a terrible writer. Congrats on all the money that he
and a
made for
huge
himself.
fraudster.
Mm-hmm.
Donna Reed, Iowan.
Yeah. So if you're born somewhere, you are of that place.
You are.
You are of that place. So
It's whether unfortunate or fortunate.
mm-hmm.
You are born here. You are from here.
Yep, indeed. So that is how we kick off Dumb Debates. Now there was a tweet that was quoted, and sadly I cannot see it. I'm guessing it's by someone that has blocked me. Let's see who it is. So there was a question that was asked: how old is considered blue hair? And our friend Dave Fight said, as I rapidly approach 50, I feel that blue hair is more defined by mannerisms than age, but it's a great Dumb Debates question for at USC 1620. Is blue hair an age or is it a mindset?
Yeah, I'm on the mindset team. The way you act, if you act like an old person and you stand on your front lawn and yell at people who turn around in your driveway and clip your grass with large scissors instead of a...
Do people do this?
No.
Freaks.
It's facetious, but
okay.
yeah, it's definitely... There's no age. You can be a blue hair at 35.
I mean, Happer's the oldest 31-year-old I know.
Happer is very old. I remember, when Mike Schaefer and I started becoming friends, and he would say some things, and I was like, oh, wow, this guy has some old man takes. He was very much a get off my lawn kind of guy.
Yep.
At an early age, I'm with you guys. It is definitely a mindset. And the blue hair, though, I think goes beyond just traditional old opinions. I've started embracing my old man opinions. There was this tweet going around recently. It was like, what's your most boomer opinion? And one of our listeners, Sam, quoted it with, I thought, a perfect response. And it was like, the cross flex of NFC games going to CBS is like blasphemy. And it's like, that's my kind of take right there. Like, NFC games should be on Fox and AFC games should be on CBS. Keep them separate.
Oh,
that's not a boomer
interesting.
take, though, because Fox didn't exist
That's
for
true.
the boomers.
Yeah, I guess the boomer take would actually be, I like it on CBS.
That's a millennial take is what that is.
Yeah.
Keeping things separate, though.
Just broadcasts, Nick, of football. So I think that it's one thing to say, like, I'm trying to think of what's my oldest opinion, Nick? What's an opinion? Like, I'm not going to get on TikTok. Like, that's just being an old man and saying, I don't really feel like being involved in any of the new social media fads.
Yeah, I'm not even on Snapchat.
Same.
I'm not on TikTok either.
But there's a difference between that and going to a football game and telling people to sit down the entire time. Like, that's when you've reached ultimate blue hair status. In my opinion, it's being a jerk at sporting events because you're old.
I have started to get to the point where when I'm at a show, I start checking the time to try to figure out when the show's going to be over because I just want to go home and I'm tired.
Wow, you are definitely an old.
That's probably my oldest thing.
Yeah.
Way to embrace the mindset, Nick.
I like going out, but there's a point where if there's like 3 openers to a show, I question if I even want to go.
Concert sounds terrible just for that very reason.
On the music topic, I've started to get into the olds territory.
In terms of?
Oh, please don't say
the hip hop music.
Oh, you don't like new hip hop?
No, I listened to all my 90s hip hop,
Hell yeah.
the Death Row records, all the Tupac, Snoop Dogg, Dre, like that era. I'm still like, that's still hip hop for me. That's what the stuff that I hear now on the hip hop front. I'm just like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to this
Yeah,
anymore.
I think embracing your disdain for new music, I think is definitely old guy territory. Now, look, maybe Nick, you'll never be there. Jack Mitchell still listens to new stuff.
I still listen to like a new rock and new alternative stuff and new metal and things like that. But the hip hop, I just like
new metal. I hope that I never become that. That is the one thing. That's why I started doing this thread for every Friday when I listen to a new album, because I used to be so into it and so on top of it. Then I realized during COVID, I just stopped listening to new music. But I never want to stop. I love new music. It's one of my favorite things. Any genre, I'll listen to it all.
Yeah, and then you give it grades.
I do.
But you didn't review the new Beatles song. Very sad. Sad Husker fan says, what channels were NFC games on before Fox? I don't remember. They were on CBS.
They were.
AFC games were on NBC at the time. And then, in the mid-90s. CBS lost the NFL for 4 years, I believe it was. And then NBC lost it to CBS. And then NBC got Sunday Night Football from ESPN. And here we are today. Keena says, millennial take, make Trix fruit-shaped again. I've never been a Trix guy.
No.
You don't want it to be fruit-shaped?
Look,
it all tastes the same.
Trix were good when they were the little different colored spheres. That was the good Trix.
Isn't that what they do now?
Yeah, that's what it is now.
It is. They've gone back to that. That's the appropriate Trix.
Wow. This is a good dumb debate. It looks like you're debating with the listener. Joel says, Josh Peterson here for separate but equal. Talking about the NFL games and the networks they air on. I want to see Kevin Burkhardt calling Cowboy games, not Jim Nantz.
Interesting.
Not interesting. Normal. This is a normal take. Unless when the Ravens come to Cowboy Stadium, then it can be on CBS. Because that's the way that the good Lord intended it to be.
Right. So
there were 20 commandments originally. A few of them got lost. So Commandment 13 was, if the NFC team is hosting the AFC team, then it can be on CBS.
So you're fine if 3 out of every 5 games is on?
Okay, let's settle down, Nick. Come on now. That sounds like a compromise.
Josh Peterson here for Fox Networks.
Come on now. Sam says it's been 30 years. CBS lost the NFC. They've not had it longer than they had it the first time around. Wow. Excellent point. Exactly. I'm a Fox boy. For football. Damn it.
That's Mark's.
There's your oldest man take if you're a Fox
dumb
boy.
Debates. How many genders are there? Ooh. All right, folks. Come on now. We're trying to do sports talk.
This just became old man dumb debate.
It really did. Sky says, can we come up with a cool nickname for Thursday Storm? Like hurricanes get names. Why can't we come up with something? It would be better than saying July 31st Storm.
It was a derecho.
No, but it needs a name beyond. Like you have Hurricane Bob, right? Like could
John
that be...
gets pissed off when they name thunderstorms.
Yeah,
I guess
Winter Storm Carol.
That was a pretty nice Carol of the Bells. That was a pretty gnarly storm, though.
It was super gnarly. Why can't we call it the gnarly storm? Or my trees.
Yeah, we had the trees are gone storm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think power's back everywhere. Dodge Street is good to go now. On my way in yesterday, there were still a couple lights out. On my way home, it was home free.
The blackout?
The blackout?
The blackout.
It was.
The great blow, Jen. Never mind.
Oh, come on, John.
Come on.
Cody says you go to a public restroom and you can only have one of the following be automatic. Which are you picking? Toilet flushing, water turning on, soap dispensing, or paper towel dispenser / hand drying method. For all 3 other tasks, you must physically touch to work.
There's a correct answer.
So wait, real quick. I just want to make sure I understand. So only one thing is automatic, but it's still working.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. I was going to say, wait a second.
There's still a correct answer.
So real quick, toilet flush, water turning on, soap dispensing, or paper towel dispenser. Automatic. What's yours?
Toilet flush.
See, but I use my foot.
That's interesting. I've seen people do that in shows, but I'm not that limber, especially if you're in a small stall. Like the one we have here. Do you use your foot for that one?
No, that's a good point. I do use my hand to flush.
I think it's the toilet flush.
See, but then automatic toilet flush can kind of mess with you because have you ever been sitting on the toilet and then you might lean a little bit and then it just flushes?
You're leaning into
and
it
then
really
suddenly
hard.
you're
Yeah,
getting, it's like you got the thing.
Yeah, like
it's
the
a bidet.
The
Yeah, it
Poseidon's,
turns into a bidet.
but it's a
Poseidon's kiss.
It's a gross bidet. It's not the bidet that you were that you
Yeah.
were looking for. John, I think that your answer is probably solid. I guess I'll say this. I sometimes do not like automatic water because it's like, what
It
are we
doesn't
doing?
always work
Yeah,
right.
like I was at an airport back in the spring when I went to the West Coast. And I remember one restroom in particular where it was a pain in the butt to wash my hands because of that purpose. And so automatic soap, I feel like, is always solid. Automatic flush, sometimes you're going to get the surprise.
The paper towel doesn't always work right either.
Paper towel doesn't, but I don't mind Look, like, I know eventually you're going to touch some germs. There are germs everywhere. Like
But I feel like the most germs would be on the toilet handle.
Yeah, probably. But then you get to wash your hands afterwards. Like you don't wash the hands and then flush. You flush and then wash.
Unless you're one of those people that I've seen in many public restrooms who just leave right away.
Yeah, Happer in Vegas because he says
Monsters.
Vegas is dirty. That's not a reason. That's the reason to wash your hands even more.
He has a baby now.
Yeah, he is a father of a child named Sophie. Congratulations to the Happers.
I got one.
All right.
Now, this can go because we all have a diversity of broad sports things.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is the best nickname in sports?
Ooh.
Individual?
Yeah.
The best nickname in sports.
I have the obvious one, and I've mentioned it on the show a few times. But I think Wayne Gretzky being called the Great One is perfection because it explains everything about him. It explains, like, somebody called him the Great One at age 10, I think it was, and it's like, damn, talk about buying a stock. And he's the greatest player of all time. And so it's hard to think of one that is better than that. I will say this though. I really think Larry Legend, like that people call him the Legend. I like those where it's just like, it's not cute, but it explains, explains what they are.
Mm-hmm.
I always really liked Megatron for Calvin
Megatron
Johnson.
was
That's
awesome.
so awesome.
That was a good one.
That was one of my favorites. And there's I know you guys don't really pay attention to MMA, but the Last Style Bender.
Oh, that's good.
Style Bender.
It's like the Last Airbender, but for style.
It is.
That's solid.
NASCAR, Dale Earnhardt, the Intimidator.
Intimidator, very good one.
Amazing.
Again, because it kind of explains it. I said that I don't, the ones that I gave were like not cute. I'll give one that I guess is kind of cute, but I mean, a guy being nicknamed Magic, and it never.
And it was his first name.
Yeah, it like we call him Magic, and it doesn't seem like dumb, like that. It's like when you're named Magic, and then you grow up to play a style of basketball that is magical, and it's like, wow. Shout out to the person who named him Magic for the first time.
Yep.
Clint says sweetness for Walter Payton. That's
it's okay. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Just okay.
It's okay.
So I'm cheating, and I think baseball lends itself the best.
Yeah,
to
like
sports
old school
nicknames.
ones.
Oil Can Boyd.
Not even old ones.
Like the Colossus of Clout, the Great Bambino.
That is the Sultan of
SWAT.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm on MLB.com. It's an article from a while ago. The 25 best nicknames in MLB history. Kung Fu Panda for Pablo Sandoval.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing nickname. Turkey Sternness, Norman Stearns. The Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays.
Oh, yeah.
Goose Gossage.
Oh, Matt says Griffey Jr., the kid. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Pedro says Andre the Giant. Greg from Hastings. Chocolate Thunder. That's what Daryl Dawkins was called. That's a really good one. John brings up another one that's just kind of explains a lot without, getting cute. Johnny Football. Yeah, the Johnny Manziel was called Johnny Football. I mean, like, how many players over the years were called something football? But for him, it really, really stuck. Really, really stuck well.
Before I watched the documentary, honestly, I thought that he was a player from the 70s.
Yeah, and he played
like
a decade ago.
It sounds like that kind of nickname.
Yeah. Stib says Icky Woods. That's a good one.
Icky Woods.
Yeah.
Sad Husker fan says Black Mamba. That was Kobe's nickname. Oh, here's a good one from Zach. The Polish Rifle.
Eric Piatkowski.
Yeah, the Fridge. That's a good one as well.
Mr. November is really good.
for Derek Jeter.
Well,
and originally
Mr.
there's
October.
Mr. October,
Mr.
Reggie,
October,
Reggie
yeah.
Jackson. Yeah,
like the lore, but I think a good nickname also has good lore accompanying.
definitely that there is an event that you look back on in particular. Morgan in Colorado says Chipper. Yeah, Chipper Jones.
Chipper.
Along those lines, because a lot of these have been baseball nicknames. What is the best Major League Baseball hat?
Best Major League Baseball hat.
The Rocky City Connect.
Okay, settle down. Nick.
No, seriously. I do think that. I think the Rocky City Connect hat is really good.
What is the best traditional Major League Baseball hat?
Traditional.
Because I'm thinking of like classic, clean. What is the best baseball hat? So some options, obviously. Yankees hat, of course.
The Dodgers.
The Dodgers hat, of course. Yeah, like
just the LA on it.
San Francisco, the SF, very, very good.
I mean, not
Boston
to be a homer,
B.
but the White Sox, just the
SOX.
black hat with the SOX on it.
See, those are all of the ones that I am kind of thinking of right
the
now.
old school letter.
The interlocked TC for Minnesota.
I do like the Mets a lot.
The Mets one, interesting.
The blue and orange.
Yeah.
Because it's that very specific font.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I there's a part of me that thinks it's really hard to argue with the Yankees. I mean, just that NY and just how it's just so
it's the most
classic.
iconic.
It's so classic.
It's the most iconic.
See, between the Yankees and the Dodgers, though, those are also
LA
both,
is badass.
Those are both fashion statement teams too.
Exactly.
Like, you can go anywhere in the world. Somebody's
People who
probably
don't
wearing
care
one of those
about
hats.
baseball wear a Yankees
exactly.
hat.
And they wear an LA hat. Yeah, because they represent.
Saw a lot of people in Los Angeles wearing upside down LA hats.
Dude, the upside down hats are in these days. Dak Prescott last year wore a
I
hat
felt like
that
an
said,
old
that
because I
said
didn't
Dallas
know.
upside
I
down.
didn't get it.
I don't get it either.
Like an upside down visor, or are they getting
No, the
The
font.
logo is upside down.
Yeah, it's like it will say Dallas but upside down.
All right, here's my old man take. That's dumb.
I couldn't agree more, Nick. That's a great take.
Why?
Why
Again,
are we doing this?
Couldn't agree more. And I had this take when I was a young. Leaving the stickers on top of the hat, never understood it.
Mm-hmm.
Never understood it. I used to leave them on the bottom for some reason, but on the top, I never understood it.
It was just, I don't know. It was a
Bought it
statement
new
that
and not used, I guess.
it was brand new, I guess. I don't know. It was a flex.
Email from, this was Aaron and Papillion. Could you beat Noah Lyles at 100 meters if you were on a bike and you both started from a stationary position?
Not a chance.
No.
How fast?
He accelerates running way faster than I could on a bike.
How fast?
I bike a block and I feel like I'm gonna die.
All right.
I'm out of shape.
In
but
miles
still.
per hour, he was riding 27.09 miles per hour. That's how fast he was. I feel like I've ridden faster than that on a stationary bike, right? I think I have. I've ridden like 3-minute miles on a stationary. I guess that's only 20 miles per hour though.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes. Yeah, I'll probably say no then. Honestly, I think the issue, I don't think it would be top speed. I think the issue would be the start.
No, acceleration.
Yeah,
it's for sure more acceleration.
On a bike.
I just looked this up. Anything over 18 miles an hour on a bicycle is very fit or racing speed.
All right. Yeah, I definitely have ridden that fast. Now, I haven't ridden that fast on a outside bike in a long. I mean, I don't remember the last time I rode a bike. It's only been stationary stuff at the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Average human sprinting speed is 24 miles per hour. Average biking speed is 16 to 22 miles per hour.
Now, is that average brought up with professional athletes in the equation?
Yeah.
Well, that's wild because, there are really good cyclists out there that the average, I feel like, for that should be higher too.
Mm-hmm.
Mike says you couldn't go from 0 to 27 that fast. Yeah, that's the issue.
No way.
I think I could get to 27. I think next time I go to the gym, I'm going to hop on the bike and just see how fast I can go just to see what it's like pedaling. But, that's with less weight or whatever pushing against me.
Mm-hmm.
AI says on flat ground, a professional cyclist can average 25 to 28 miles per hour.
That's it? No offense.
I mean,
but I guess that's probably for a long period of time. Like Lyles can't do what he did for a minute. He can do it for 9 seconds.
Any bike-based activity is more than 100 meters.
Yeah.
You're not drag racing bikes.
Yeah. But
We
again,
should, though.
as we keep talking about, it's definitely
bicycle
about
drag races.
definitely about the start. Corbin says another baseball hot take: curved bill greater than flat bills. Yeah, and that's an old take. That's a good. Once you've reached the all bills should be bent, then you've definitely reached peak old.
I've always hated flat bill hats. I've tried to wear flat bill hats growing up. I didn't really wear hats that much until the last 4 years.
Look at you, hat boy.
But it annoys me so much as a new MLB fan. I see so many hats that I like that they're just flat bill.
Yeah.
And they don't have the design in like a trucker hat or just a normal, even like dad hat. That bugs me to no end.
I'll give you a tip. You can take the flat bill hat and bend it.
It doesn't look right though.
So for me, super wide head, most hats don't fit right.
Mm-hmm.
I buy the flat bill hats and bend them, and they fit my head right.
Interesting.
It's a tip for you wide heads out there.
The Whitehead boys.
Thank you, Whiteheads.
All right, and that is Dumb Debates, unless you have any more, Nick, before we...
do have one more. I
all
brought
right.
this up, I think, yesterday.
Okay.
When are you done being middle-aged? When does middle age end?
Oh, yeah, we were going to try to
When
figure
do
the
you
answer.
leave middle age and become an old?
Yes.
I think... Is this really, really nerdy as a radio guy once you've exited a very specific demo? Yeah. I feel like 54 is the last of middle age, and then you're an old.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
So
I think
55, you're
55 and up and is old. Yeah.
See, but they always...
My apologies to my parents. You're old.
But 50 is always described as being over the hill. So is it just a hard cutoff at 50?
50 isn't over the hill anymore.
No?
I don't think.
No.
No.
Times have changed.
Yeah.
I think it's like you're out of middle age when you retire. 64.
Oh, wow.
Wow, so I'll always
Nick
be
will be
middle-aged.
the 80-year-old middle-aged man.
I love it.
Wow, you think so? You think it's as long as you're working?
Yeah.
To a point, though, right? Like
Yeah.
if you're 80 and working,
I've
you're not
definitely
middle-
worked with some old.
No,
Is
it's
middle-aged
It's
a-
64, like the standard retirement.
So
age.
there's not. This is not like a mindset though, like blue hairs. This is a straight up.
No,
this is a straight up
because
number.
what you're referring to is age, right? We're not referring to like blue hair is
a mindset.
a mindset.
Yeah.
Like you're a certain type of person when you're a blue hair.
Yeah. What do we say? Like, what is the mindset of middle aged? If you were to define that, though, what represents a middle aged mind? Do you consider yourself a middle aged?
Yeah, I'm beyond 40 now.
Yeah.
So it's like 40 to 64. Like
Yeah.
you're in the middle of your life. You're not
Nice.
at the beginning or the end.
You like it? You like being in the middle part of your life?
I'll tell you what, like
I like being in my late 30s.
my 30s were way better than my
Mid-30s.
20s. And so far, 40s going way better than 30s.
There you
So,
go. Yeah, I like being in my mid 30s. It's nice. It's fun. I'll be 36 soon. It's gonna be great. You just gotta embrace it.
Yeah.
Now we'll see what happens when I turn 40. But 30 wasn't a huge deal. A lot of
40,
people
40 was not a huge deal for me either.
Yeah?
Like I did not fret about it.
didn't want to
Like,
go buy a motorcycle.
no, I did not feel any. Like,
Honey, I'm dyeing my hair.
I didn't feel any specific thing when I turned 40.
Yeah?
Like I think I tweeted out on my 40th birthday, like a lot of people worry about turning 40. Not me. I'm still 17.
Yep.
Like it does.
Yeah.
It's like,
My mom just says I'm not old. There you go. So she says she's not. So my mom is still middle age.
she is.
All right, there you go. Congrats, mom.
Doesn't look a day past 29.
Okay, what are you doing? What are you trying to do over here, Nick?
Just trying to compliment your mom.
Interesting. Maybe let's keep the mom compliments to ourselves.